Hello, and welcome back to my blind playthrough of Deltarune Chapter 4. It has been a minute since I recorded. I've had a very busy week. Lots of birthdays and visiting family and YouTube giving me a hassle. But that's neither here nor there. Today we're going to be looking for the egg room, ideally. We couldn't find it last time. When I was editing, I thought I might have spotted a spot where it could be. But I also had comments telling me that yeah, it may just be further into the level. So, we'll see. One thing of note, and let me know if you can tell if there's any difference, is that I've changed the position of my microphone. Normally, it's much farther away from my mouth, but from what I've heard online, like I know my audio doesn't sound as professional as it could, and despite having like a professional mic and a professional setup and all that stuff, so I'm troubleshooting that. So I tried positioning it a bit closer. We'll see if that improves the clarity. But yeah, without further ado, let us dive back in. Last time we fought Oberon Smog over here, which is great. A great fight. Having to edit out that awesome music for the YouTube release was travesty, but I still had a great time. He's so cool. Okay, I'm going to go check that spot that I saw in my... Because when I was editing, I thought I saw a spot to check for the egg room. So I'm going to go check that. So I'll cut ahead to that. Okay, I think the spot that I'm remembering was right here. And I do see a chest. So it's probably not egg room related, but there is an item that I missed. So let's check that out. For the life of me, I am struggling to figure out a way to get down there. I can see that there's a little platform area right there. I thought maybe I need to make like a blind jump downwards, but it's not letting me. Maybe it's these coins. Oh, I'm so silly. Right here. I'm so silly. Okay, cool. I mean, I'm glad I got an item that I missed, even if it wasn't actually, important. It's kind of strange that there's nothing on this pedestal. Like, why is this here? Okay, let us proceed. Honestly, I have no idea how much is left of the level. The night which makes with blackened knife. 5 fingers. And blackened knife. And that's the thing, Chris's knife is not blackened, so... Also, if it was Des... Wouldn't it be described as a bat? I don't know. Just a thought. Yeah, and some people are like, oh, it's only obviously Des if you're like super obsessed with the lore. Like, to the average player, they'll have no idea it's Des. And it's like, I feel like y'all are underestimating the average player. Like, I don't know. Even I mean, really, like, a comparison I was thinking about is, like, some people have compared it to, like, the Flowey reveal, and how they're like, well, that's obvious in Undertale, and therefore we should assume that the Knight reveal is going to be obvious in Deltarune. You know, similar deal, secret identity of the main villain, etc., or, you know, one of the main villains. And I don't think that quite adds up, per se, because the identity of Azrael slash Flowey is very much not obvious, actually. In fact, you don't really get the hint that that's the truth, that Flowey is Azrael. Like, you don't get the needed information until you reach the secret lab in Undertale, and you only get there after completing a neutral route. So, it being obvious, so, like, I think it's safe to say that you don't really realize who Flowey is until the last 5% of the game. Whereas this is chapter 4, and the evidence is already, hell, it's not even in chapter 4. In chapter 3, the evidence already had people screaming that it was Des. So that kind of inclines me to think that that would be like knowing who Flowey is by the end of Snowden, or, you know, by the end of the waterfall area. Like, it doesn't seem to match up with Toby's MO. So I'm thinking that it's probably more complex than that. Now, who the Knight is, if not Oberon Smog, I'm less certain on. That's one funny thing about this chapter, is like, yes, I successfully predicted Oberon Smog, but no, I did not correctly predict that he would be the Roaring Knight. So that kind of raises the question of, who is it? I seem adamant that it's not Des. And you might be wondering why I think it's not Des, and it's just a matter of obviousness. Like, I can't buy that that's going to be the big secret reveal, is that Des was the Roaring Knight. It feels like they're laying that out for us too obviously. You know? It's sort of like the reveal that the big scary monster king Asgore is actually a nice guy. Like, I don't know, like, you don't, by the end of the ruins, you know Asgore is, you only think you know about him is he's scary and he kills people. By the end of Snowden, Papyrus seems to think he's a big nice softy, but Papyrus is naive, so you could be like, maybe he's a fool. But then by the time you get into Waterfall, people like Gerson and Undyne make it pretty clear that Asgore's, again, a nice, soft guy. So, like, if you compare that twist, and I feel like that twist probably makes more sense to compare to the Roaring Knight, because I don't buy that the Roaring Knight is the final boss. Like, they're powerful, they're intimidating, don't get me wrong. But it seems likely to me that the Knight is more akin to Asgore than it is to Flowey. So what does that mean for the narrative? What does that mean for the identity of the Knight? I don't know. I should really figure that out. I should really figure out who the Knight is, if it's not Asgore. Or sorry, if it's not Gerson. I guess it must be Mutler. Shall duel with heroes strife by strife. Ah, we're back. And we we can't cross the gap because it got torn up by the night. I see. So we'll have to climb up. Always gotta backtrack. The scent of glass and incense. A certain power steals within you. Ooh. That's interesting. I noticed that this tab is called Power. Okay. Oh. We should be able to get to the fountain from here. How do you know that? All we have to do is climb up this. Huh? It's just like looking out the window and shaking its head. Its arms are so long. Let's say it is Des. For a moment, let's say it's Des. How can she shapeshift? Why does she have insanely long arms? Why is her body so papyrus shaped? Like, why are her horns shaped like that? Like, there's so many questions here. It's like you could believe that this is Des, but we have to explain those discrepancies. Even if this was Des at some point, something's happened to her to make her warped. It made her very powerful, but it also made her this thing, this entity. Interesting. The night. It's interesting that it's still here. You aren't stopping us this time. It's like it's waiting for something. Like it was watching out the window, maybe looking out into the light world? Susie, wait! There's not going to be secrets or items or anything in here. Ah! Ha! I'm gonna die in the easiest platforming section of all time. Ah! How did Ralsei get through that? Susie, don't. Oh man, look at that! Look at that final boss pose. Just let this loser get away? Hey, the hell are you doing, you goddamn coward? Damn it, I let them get away. It's alright, Susie. We did our best. Yeah, but it's not good enough. Every time, they're just one step ahead of us. If we keep letting them get away, then how are we going to protect Toriel, Undyne, anybody? Susie, I understand how you're feeling, but we have our own advantages too. The night only seems to show its face in the dark world. If we can just seal the fountain over to the right, then it'll at least buy us a little more time until we have to face our difficulties again. Yeah, you're right. Chris, let's go. It doesn't seem very useful. Yeah? What do you mean it's not over on Smog? Oh, and he hung up. What a punk. A grand door. It seems to be locked solid. Interesting. And it's worth noting that the entrances to and from the Shadow Realm, from the Dark World, I should say, are always marked with the symbol of the Deltarune, no matter where we are. That can't be coincidental. But what does it mean? Who or what made this world the way it is to cause that symbol to be so prevalent? Because to make that universal across all dark worlds means it has to be some powerful entity. An entity that could leave its mark on the entire functionality of the dark world. It has to be an angel. Looks like this is the fountain. Rouse, you're standing on the glass panel. Yeah, guess this is it. Phew. Chris, Susie, I suppose I'll see you in the castle town. Yeah. Let's have another tea party or something. Sure, Susie. I thought Rouse was gonna like fall to his doom or something. That looks different. The Dark Fountain's way smaller. Hold up. Something's up. The Dark Fountain. Why aren't they stopping us from sealing it? Well, guess I'm not complaining. Chris, do your thing. There's another dark world. There was a dark world within the dark world. No, it wasn't a dark world within the dark world. It was a secondary dark world in a different part of the church. That's why the knight didn't stop us. It had already made another one. Oh, no wonder Rouse was so panicked. Because I bet there's a hard... Because, like, in the prophecy, we see 3 fountains. And we always have one back in the castle town. We know there's one in the underground area. And there was a third one in the church, and then a fourth one in the church as well. That makes me think that 5 dark fountains must be the hard limit. Like, if you get 5 dark fountains going. No, it's got to be more than that. Toby Fox would use some symbolic number. It's going to be 7 or 8. Because it's going to correspond to the number of human souls. I bet. Guess the sun went down, huh? Damn, Chris, look under the door. That weird smoke. No way. You don't think there's another dark world? Damn it, that means the night is still... It's locked. Ugh, it's a stupid numbers lock again. Too hard to break either. Guess we can try looking for the combination. Come on. Ooh. Yeah, it's locked. I guess we could just break some windows. What? The parts between the stained glass are steel? How does Chris know that? Guess I'll trust you on that one. It's a bowl of blessed water with a motion sensor to stop cats from drinking it. It's not clear what happens if you touch the sensor. Hey, shouldn't the old man be around here? We gotta get him out of here. Plus, he probably knows where our code is, right? It's a bookshelf full of hymnals and scripture. Huh? Inside one of the books is a letter. It was the letter A. Ha! Reading in the dark is bad for your eyes. Lamau. It's a keyboard. It has settings to sound like either a piano or an organ. You know, when you played piano earlier, it was... Okay, it was actually kind of cool. I mean that. I'm not saying you should join the choir or whatever, but if you were playing every week, I might actually want to go to church. That kind of reminds me of something. So, in one of the places I used to live, there was like... So, she lived in multiple places. She moves around a lot. That's why she has no friends. There was like this plaza, and they put this public piano in it. So I started playing it, thinking, you know, it might be fun. But I guess maybe because I was so bad, or because I just looked like I shouldn't be playing, they told me I wasn't allowed to play it. So I backed off, and then they let somebody else play. Someone better. I don't know. I don't know why I expected I'd be able to play it, is what I thought then. That night, when no one else was around, I came back. And you know what I did? I smashed it. Yeah, I smashed the piano. I don't even really know why I broke it, but I hit it as hard as I could, hard enough to do some damage. And I ran. A week ago, if I knew you did piano, I probably would have just hated that about you. But now, I kinda just want to hear you play. Damn, I got weird there for a second. Self-acceptance is leading her to respond no longer with anger. Probably made you want to stop playing even more, huh? I'll never play again. I'll play again someday. If you play too. Huh? yeah, sure. Maybe teach me or something. Let's do it someday. I like playing the drums. Can't really screw it up, you know. It's just hitting stuff. It's a set of bells of different sizes. Look, I know you want to mess with these, but... Yeah, not now. There's even one in your size. Damn, why don't we get to wear these? What? I would have to sing or something? Hey, why don't they just let me play the drums? It's a ward for robes. Lamau. To lead to a small closet. Check inside? Don't. open. Oh gosh. What the hell is that? Oh, I bet that's just Jack. Whoops. Maybe he's a Halloween decoration? There's other creepy stuff too. He's big. Guess we might not be able to take him back tonight. Jack is in there. Guess we can get him tomorrow or something. Okay, so this is the piano we used. These are some of the bells we climbed on. There's this date circled on the calendar. Interesting. And then that's where Jack was. The holy water, the old book people. You know, those statues never came to life. It is birthdays, right? Prayer. So it just kind of helps you pray for people? Hey, my name's here. That means someone must have... Pray for Susie, pray for Noelle, pray for Azrael, do nothing. Well, if I'm right, then praying for Azrael is a pretty selfish decision, because I'm playing as Azrael. Chris would pray for Azrael. None of us are going to pray for Noelle, except maybe the player after doing Snowgrave. Pray for Susie. You clasped your hands tightly, took a deep breath, and said her name. Hey, don't pray for me, dumbass. I don't need it. Hope candles. Hopes and dreams. It's a fire extinguisher. Guess they use that to put out the candles? The study. Hey, old man, you sleeping in here? Guess not. Hey, this is that priest guy's desk. The code to the door could be in here. Huh? Dude, there's a glass case in here. But it's weird. The outside is clean, but... yeah. The inside is covered in dust. Covered in dust! Covered in dust! I wonder what that could mean. It's probably just old. It just got dust on it, you know? Yeah, it's probably doesn't mean anything. Chris backed away from the object covered in dust. Hell no, you don't mean when monsters die, their dust is buried. Hey, Chris, why the hell does the pastor have that in his... Huh? There's a hammer inside, and a photo of the old man. The old man. I don't really get it, but somehow the dark world, for a moment, it must have, like, revived him. But I think he knew. I think he knew he was... Chris, he wanted me to write a letter. Yeah. They're giving us all the tools we need. The dark world can bring back dead people? We only see the knight's face in the dark world? You know, we assumed that the knight traveled through the dark world, but it could be, or sorry, traveled through the light world with Undyne. But something we didn't consider is that the knight could have an accomplice. Huh. He wanted me to write a letter. This is so important because it's establishing the rules of how Duskners work. They're powerful. They retain memories of their old life. But I mean, at this point, it's kind of screaming that Azrael has to be Ralsei, right? Like, he has to be the resurrected Azrael. How else would you interpret that? Interesting. He wanted me to write a letter. A letter to Alvin. I think that's this pastor guy. Give me a sec. Alright, got it. Let's go, Chris. Alvin, your old man was proud of you. The reason he didn't come to church a lot is because he wanted you to follow your dream. He's sorry he never said that right. So write your own stories. It's okay even if they're not perfect. Sincerely, a friend. It's a glass container. You looked inside. It's a small metal hammer and a photo of an old man, both covered in the dust. Chris, let's not look at it anymore. It seems to be some sort of incense container. It's a plaque bearing the words of a famous writer. Hope comes to those who believe, and for those that cannot, may our hope shine so brightly that they too may keep shelter from the dark. Books. Many copies of Lord of the Hammer, and some unlabeled notebooks. It'd take a while to search through all this. Juice and wafer-like crackers. Documents. Guess the lock number could be in here, but it'd take forever to search through. Let's look somewhere else. It's a large pitcher of water. Cups are stored below it. Where else do we look? We've looked everywhere. Oh! Susie looks like she has an idea. Listen to it. Keep walking around, actually. Yeah, the door's just locked. Can't leave. I already looked at everything in here. Let me... There's like little faces, like a ghost, maybe? And then something that is some sort of monster. Hard to tell. There's a metronome up here. Oh, and flowers making up the carpet. More flowers. This thing looks banged to hell. I just noticed that. Interesting. Chris, we haven't gotten any closer to opening this door, but I have an idea. I think he might know. The old man, he could know how to open it. Chris, you're thinking what I'm thinking, right? Let's make a dark world. Oh, I see. So, how the hell do you do that again? Queen said, concentrate and stab into the earth. Got anything sharp? Hey. Chris is blushing. Oh my gosh. That's adorable. You normally carry this around? Alright, well, let's give it a try. Well, Susie's gonna create a dark world. Concentrate on what I want, and... Oh, Chris looks so silly. They're just like, I got a rock. Wow. Is this gonna change? Oh, this could tell us so much about how the dark world works. The fountain is so much bigger than it was before. I actually did it. Okay, those statues are going to be alive now. And that's going to tell us more about, like, how dark worlds come to exist and why they function the way they do. Hey, Chris, I made a dark fountain. Pretty cool, right? Maybe I'll let you do it next time. Let's go. Does she still have the knife? Hold on. Okay, yeah, no. We're in our outfits. Pretty sick, right? You should try making one sometime. It's cool. Oh, the world's totally different. Is it me or does something seem off? Yeah. I guess it's like Rouse said. Every dark world is different. Let's go. This is interesting. Because in every other dark world, we always look the same. But not this one. The lighting has changed. Nothing ever changes. Oh yeah, okay. It's like upside down or something. The fact that Susie made the dark world and that changes how we look feels extremely significant. Because that implies that either A, the other dark worlds have all been created by the same person, which would kind of support the theory that Chris has been the one creating all these dark fountains, or B, it suggests that the same kind of entity has been creating all these dark fountains, meaning that whatever Chris is aligns with whatever the Roaring Night is, whereas Susie does not. Maybe she doesn't have enough determination? Everything's upside down. It's like the music's playing backwards. Oh, jeez. What in the secret lab is this? Oh? Ooh. Oh, everything's like sideways. Oh, this is fascinating. Oh no, what's going to be different about the old man? Oh, the eyes are open. The eyes are open. That's... But lo, on hopes and dreams they send 3 heroes at the world's end. Who sends? It's pretty hard to believe. Not just that things have been predicted, sure, but that I'm part of it too, I guess. This music is crazy. Oh, I don't like that the eyes are open. The light and dark, both running dire, a countdown to the Earth's expire. We've already seen this. Oh gosh. Ah! A Wingblade cuts in. Wait, that's the weapon I'm using. I'll say. A radical blade with feathers at the hilt. Susie wobbles like a top. Aw, she looks so cute. You oppose the... Oh, I could not read that. Oh, Jesus. Ah. Smells like old down pillow. You spun masterfully. Subi Wobble. Oh, I see. Chris is a better spinner. Viva la revolution. Susie spun masterfully. Halo, are you listening? Oh, I prefer this attack, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I'm dying. Oh, crazy. Rotates aggressively. Hey, that's a good heal. To spin is to trust. To spin is to trust, eh? What does that say about Jevil? Is this like signifying we're getting closer to Armageddon? If fountains freed, the roaring cries, and titans shape from darkened eyes. Ugh. If fountains freed, the roaring cries. Interesting. As if the fountains were imprisoned. Sealed away. If they were imprisoned, who imprisoned them? The third hero, the prince, alone in deepest dark. That's what I'll say when we first met him. The prince, alone in deepest dark. Oh. Oh. That's an interesting thought. You know, I often complained that, you know, or not often complained, but I said at one point that it was a shame that there was no Flowey. You know, there was no Flowey equivalent in this game. But I think I might have been mistaken. Ralsei is the Flowey equivalent, obviously. They're the obvious parallels. You meet them at the start, and they're with you the whole way. Which means, and Ralsei knows the prophecy. Which raises the question, is he actually the third hero? Or is he an imposter? Is he an impersonator of the third hero? And if so, who's the real third hero? If the Roaring Knight is the Asgore, and Ralsei is the Azrael. Wow. I can't believe I've wrapped back around to thinking Ralsei is the final boss. Could it be that simple? Or could it be that when this was all started, when the time loop began, he was effectively the Flowey. But after countless loops, he's wrapped back around to realizing that the loop isn't good, and now he's trying to be a hero. Interesting. I'm having some interesting thoughts. I'm not settling on any theory for the moment. But the parallels be paralleling. Guess all three of us have our own prophecies too. Ralsei's the Lonely Prince. Wonder what we are. Come on, there's gotta be another one ahead. Oh, it's the people who are statues. Using Better Heal did not improve it. Okay. Duly noted. Hello. I am the philosopher. You sought to return the dream, but the lighting of the mind has changed. At best, you can only see another side. The lighting of the mind has changed. At best, you can only see another side. The lighting of the mind has changed. At best, you can only see another side. Yeah, this has to be suggesting that either Chris created all the Dark Worlds, even though logistically it's not clear how he could have done that, or how they could have done that. But we know that Chris isn't the Roaring Knight. And in the first couple Dark Worlds, like the King, the Queen, they said the Roaring Knight is the one who created the Dark Fountain. I'm seeing a couple possibilities. Either A, Chris has been split in two, and the Knight is another facet of Chris. Whenever Chris killed Azrael, or whatever was the inciting event, the Dark Fountain that is the castle town was created, and it split the world. No, it caused some confluence of power and souls that created the Chris that we have today and the Dark Knight. Or, alternatively, the origin of the Dark Knight is completely... I keep saying Dark Knight, the Roaring Knight. The origin of the Roaring Knight is completely independent of Chris. However, the origin, whatever made them what they are, is akin to whatever made Chris what they are. So instead of a human who absorbed a monster's soul, perhaps the Roaring Knight is a monster who absorbed a human soul. There's something strange afoot. The lighting of the mind has changed, which means the lighting of the mind in all the other worlds is the same. What does that mean? Why was the lighting of the mind that created the TV world the same lighting as the one that created the Cyber City and the Castle Town and the Card Kingdom? Why are those all the same? Why was the one that created... Hold up. There was no opportunity for Chris to sneak away and create the Dark Fountains inside... Oh shoot, there was. We were detached from Chris temporarily when we were at Noelle's place. Could they possibly have had enough time to run all the way down to the church with no one seeing them, create the Dark Fountain, and get back in that before we can... No. There's no way. There's no way. Chris is fast. They're not that fast. They couldn't have left, gone down to the church, created the Dark Fountain. Because there's only 2 windows in which Chris could have done that. There's the period between when they took out their soul and they go to the kitchen, or the period when, yeah, between them taking out their soul and us seeing them in the kitchen, and the period after that when we're in the basement. But by the time we see Chris again, they're under the bed in Des's room. And based off of everything we've seen, Chris, when they are without their soul, is really slow. Like, they move pretty sluggishly. Like, they lurch around. So how could they possibly have created the church Dark Fountain? It doesn't make sense. I don't think. Is that really what happened? During that brief time period, Chris snuck off and created this church fountain? I don't know. There's a lot being revealed here. You sought to return the dream, but the lighting of the mind's changed. At best, you can only see another side. It's like a remix of the puzzles. That's so funny. That's hilarious. We know everything. We understand everything. We know every... Really? Interesting. I bet there's a way to destroy just certain shelves. We know nothing, we understand nothing. The Lord of Screens, cleaved red by blade. Oh. Yeah, that's Tenna. Interesting. It's a pile of particularly sturdy books. Okay, instead of climbing up there, which is the correct progression step, I'm gonna pop out of the room and back in. And it did not repair anything. Interesting. Okay. Oh, we're walking on the shelves. Yeah, it's totally different. I heard there's something inside the acorn, but I don't know where to find an acorn, or even what one is in the first place. We must find a way. We must find a way to use alchemy to make this acorn. Interesting. Whose dream is this? Chris's dream? Susie's dream? My dream? You left it here. Wait. They said something different. One second. Whose dream is this? Chris's dream? Susie's dream? Knight's dream? My dream? Whose dream is this? You left it here. Whose dream is this? You left it here. The first hero, the cage, with human soul and parts. I mean, the cage could refer to the way we're keeping the soul trapped within Chris's body, or we're keeping Azrael trapped inside the soul. It's partially a human soul, but it's also other parts, such as Azrael. Weird illustration, though. Plus, why is it calling you a cage? Shouldn't you be something more like the cool? Then for the picture, they can, like, use my drawing where you're saying Susie rules. And there's two hands controlling the soul. Dang. Organic. Organic? Ew. It costs you. Organic. A philosopher. Why he's fighting you is one of life's questions. Susie played random notes. The truth sung in glass. Amen. Listen, the song of legend plays. Oh, Jesus. Claps with one hand? What does that mean? I mean, I know it's a reference to something. Oh wow, you performed a tune. It was mildly effective. Lucy played random notes. What am I? Am I a butterfly? The tale which must be followed. Oh, Jesus. Stars and sky. The stars like the save point. The sky like blue sky or whatever that music video was called. Try to harmonize. Touch the green. How could we ever make peace? The tale which must not be followed. The truth sung in glass. Amen. The answer was love? Oh no. Extols the virtues of mercy. Jesus Christ. Dang it. Whatever. Whose dream is this? You left it here. And last was the girl. At last was the girl. The girl. That's the symbol of, like... Well, it could be Rude Buster. But it could also be the act, like, whenever you're acting in the middle of the combat, your little picture switches to this sort of symbol. And last was the girl, at last was the girl. You think that means me? Like, my prophecy's next? Heh, I wonder what it says. Come on. Ooh. I can't reach the save point! Ooh. Remember your show will... When you pass to the other side, a great donation will show you remembrance. You are one of the donators. Between you and another, you reached 1103 gold. National Mint would like to award you for your service. Take what is in the treasure box as if it is yours. You are one of the donators. It's interesting that the water's gleaming, gold coins are glittering inside. It's interesting that it refers to us as one and another. You open the treasure chest. Inside was revivement. Cool. Oh, wow. The lighting has changed, but the power that fills you has not. Okay. Well, this is extremely interesting. Wow. And here we were thinking that we were done. But no. There's so much more. This is so exciting. There's so much lore being revealed all of a sudden. Okay. For the moment, I reckon I will take a break. but I will probably record a fair bit more for this video. Well, I say fair bit more. I will record at least one more session worth, so we'll see how long that goes. And then I'm going to try and upload this. I'm running behind schedule. But yeah, okay. I'll see y'all in a second. Okay, let us continue. I want to record a solid 30-minute chunk or more to finish up this episode so I can get something out. I suspect I will not get it out by August, but it is what it is. Curse having 3 different family members with birthdays in August. The second hero, the girl with hope crossed on her heart. Is Susie not one of the heroes? Or... Ooh, it'd be interesting if Des was the original second hero. You know, I did theorize that Des was the previous, like the one who controlled the timeline previously before doing something that caused her to end up in the darker yet darker realm. It would be interesting if, in her attempts to break the time loop, she ended up getting warped into some sort of mad thing, like a tool of the darkness to, like she tragically got turned into the night in order to propagate the very time loop that she had fought so valiantly to defeat. That's classic tragic archetypes, but that would require that her be the Roaring Knight, and I'm still not convinced on that. The only way that's true is if there's some other major twists that we still haven't discovered. Other than the obvious Rouse Azrael, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, let's hear what they have to say. Hey, look, it's me. You don't use a sword. And yeah, sorry if this episode has me rambling a lot, but this is like literally the most dense lore I think this game has ever given us. So I'm very... yeah, there's a lot to unpack. The girl with hope crossed on her heart. The second hero, the girl with hope crossed on her heart. The girl with hope crossed on her heart. Man, that's badass, isn't it? You think there's anything else about us? Don't just stand there. Let's keep looking. It doesn't look much like you, Susie. I'm gonna be honest. I am the philosopher. Haven't you heard of hyperlink blocked? Yes. I feel like I haven't heard of it, but I don't know why. Okay, so if you say no, then maybe they say something very similar. For some strange reason, no matter how you look, the prophecy's text does not warp. Okay, yeah. Classic. You know, I'm getting dark matter vibes looking at that eyeball, as in Kirby dark matter. Whoa. Whoa, what are we in, Fez? Never gotten picked for anything before. No one ever wanted to be my partner in class. Even got chosen last in gym. this is like something else, you know? Something important. Chris, before, I didn't think I could be a hero. I wasn't good enough. I mean, I was bad. I still kind of am bad in some ways, I guess. But now I got hope crossed on my heart. Hope written in truth. Written in somewhere. Written somewhere no one can erase. Aww. You're gonna find out you're not the one in the prophecy. And that's gonna be a big bummer. But then you're gonna be like, hey, since when do I let destiny decide my destiny? I don't know, something to that effect. Oh dear. Should I be here? Am I like missing a scene with Susie by going this way first? Well, blind playthroughs go brr. What do you call a man with one eye? I don't know. Oberon Smog, perhaps? Yeah, no, I gotta break the tension. Let me just call Caster real quick. Oh, you know, his comforting garbage voice just always gives me reassurance. Am I fighting freaking... am I gonna fight, oh, what's his name? Oh, the secret boss in Dark Souls. It's not Mikola. I forget. The moon guy. Girl. Entity. Why does the angel make its cry? Oh, we're talking about the angel. Who will call the girl who snows? Oh! I don't know. I don't know. It's sacred moss. Eat it? Yes. The moss was consumed with gusto. You're joking, mate. Oh. It'd be funny if one of my stats went up. Okay. Oh, and now they're gone. Oh, and they're back. Weird. But cool. Man. I don't know how to fix the screen tearing in this game. Love find its way to the girl. Oh god, there's too much. There's too much. Like Toby Fox is hitting me with all the lore, and I can't I'm struggling to see the layers between what he wants us to think is true and what is actually true. I guess we'll rely on Susie to figure out what we're supposed to think. But obviously there's the romance angle, Noelle, blah blah blah. But also love has multiple meanings in this franchise. A heart has appeared. A correctly arranged heart, I might add, meaning that it is a human soul, which could suggest that since Chris is allied with the bad guys, that we and Chris will at some point be separated, and Susie will become our new host, which is fascinating. I do not know what that entails. You know, I hadn't because the idea of Chris being the knight and being a secret bad guy, I just had never agreed with. Well, at the very least, I had never agreed with Chris being the knight. And to an extent, we're right. I was right on that front. The Roaring Knight is a separate entity. There may be some evidence at this point to suggest that Chris created all the Dark Fountains, but that doesn't make them the Roaring Knight. Beyond that, the idea of Chris being literally aligned with the Roaring Knight and being aligned with the bad guys in general is fascinating. What does that mean? That Chris, I've got to find the next one. You can stay here. Heck no, I'm not going to stay here. Oh, the bells are upside down. The girl. The girl. Wicca bell clangs in your way. The witches turn to stone for being too fun. A metal mage. When out of tune, she's unpredictable. Lamentabelle, Miserabelle, Unstoppable. That is so cool. That is majorly cool. That is such a cool attack. Press button with the right timing. Oh my god. That was the attack thing from Undertale. What? What is... Oh no! Oh no! What does that mean? Ah! What does that mean? What does that mean? What? Maybe it means nothing. It's just like, oh, you're just attacking the tuning fork, and therefore you got the attack thing. Don't think about it, forehead. Yeah. Tremble with treble. Classical music. Perfectly in tune. All musical acts become stronger. I am humbled. Ah. It doesn't say anything. The Gallery of Ancient Faces. Okay, this is the place where the statues were. Welcome to Club Apathia. Is an ancient Stoic concept referring to a state of equanimity achieved by being free from disturbing passions, which are unnatural emotional reactions and desires, rather than a state of not caring, which is a modern misunderstanding of the term. Okay. Cultivating apathy involves recognizing what is outside your control and letting go of the need to control it. It is a state of inner calm and composure, especially in difficult situations where one is not easily disturbed by external events. Stoics believe that passions such as distress, anger, and greed are irrational and cause suffering. Okay, interesting. This is an archaeological exhibit. Today's history. Tomorrow's archaeology. Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Again, that could be hinting at a time loop. The girl's everywhere. Familiar looking statue. A beautiful specimen, although only the hard carapace remains. If only we could see its delicate pieces. It may have had beautiful feathers, or even a fleshy posterior. A beautiful specimen. Interesting. How rustic our ancestors were. No headdress in sight. They must have concerned themselves only with their work. We should be like them. We should eat only nuts and seeds. They think that these guys are their ancestors. But the other guys thought something similar, didn't they? They thought you guys were like ancient sages who had long since passed or been sealed away. Oh my god! An original looking statue! Wait, did I miss Starwalker? He looks so original. I didn't miss Starwalker, did I, in this chapter? I don't remember now. Oh no. Look how realistic the rendering of the water is by the stone. To our progenitors, this must have been the peak of beauty. It's a stone cooler, not particularly useful. Why is Starwalker here and a statue? Oh dear. A familiar looking statue. These ancient once-celled organisms seem to have lived a simple life. Look how they band together. Lessons could be learned. Lessons could be learned. I'm waiting to turn to stone. Hurry up, will you? Lamau. It's a statue stand. It has your name on it. Yes, you will be a fossil too, won't you? It's a cacophony. I think I already checked this thing. I am the philosopher, amen. Oh dear lord. Sounds like brass and satin. Somewhat in tune. All music acts become stronger. The tale which must be followed. Ah! Jesus. What isn't Deltarune? Am I a man? Super effective. The answer was love. A huge fossil falling down, breaking, smashing everything. Ha ha ha! I myself will be crushed as well. Are they talking about Jack-o'-lantern, Jackington, whatever? They seem to have prophetic knowledge. Gallery. What? What am I looking at? It's like, okay, there's two paintings. That much is obvious. Is this a door? And then a, like, crossed out symbol? Or is this like a big creature with a weird eye? Okay, either way, this feels like it is foreshadowing the fact that the other classroom is definitely an art-themed room, as hinted at by Spamton, who said something about easels. I cannot get over there. Okay, I've gotten everything. Overachiever. The stone tablets covered in man's beard, a font of knowledge. Spellings were different back then, and better. He was infamously misspelling things. The stone tablet carved in man's beard, of knowledge. Okay. An awful beast, a relief this creature was before our time. In the body shape, it seems to have eaten meat and fire. Interesting. $500 was added to your money hole. Love it. Chris, hey, didn't I tell you to wait for a sec? If there's something about me here, then I... Oh dear. Huh? The last prophecy, the story's end. Is this what happens at the end? To save the worlds, there is only one way. Multiple worlds. Could be light and dark. Could be Undertale Deltarune. It's telling us how to save the world. Hey, Chris, this will make everything easy, right? Hey, I was reading that. So, yeah. Something I thought about between recording sessions is that they said, at best, you will see another side. And that gave me the idea that it's sort of how, you know, some of these items in Darkners are turned to statues in one world and alive in the other. But that's because they're such simplistic entities that they don't have multiple facets to them. They're either alive or they're stone. But a real person with a soul, they are complicated. You can be many different things in your life. Gerson was an author, a teacher, a mentor, a father, but he was also a warrior, a fighter, a killer. We got to see one of his sides in the other world, and I think we're going to see a much harsher version of him in this world. Wait. It's a long way back up. The floor. Is something down there? Oh, it's these things. Guess that answers that. Thanks, I owe you one. Got you. I don't know how you caught me. You're more careful, dumbass. Come on, I see the top. Damn, that was close. Hey. Hey, Chris, I think I see it. Come on. Interesting. I wonder if I missed anything during that. I hope not. That'd be annoying. Yeah. He must have been leading us here, right? Now all we gotta do is get a hold of him. The fire has run empty. In its place, a stale glow, which offers no warmth. Yeah. It's an unmanned table of item. Take some? Hey, that's the old man's, dumbass. You gotta leave some money or something. Dude, that's $100. It costs 99. We gotta make change. Nah, screw it. I'm not doing that. You paid an extra $1 for the Rhapsody. Rhapsody was added to your storage. That's hilarious. Actually, speaking of which, I do not like my... I do not like my inventory being full. Okay. It's reversed. Hey, Chris. You think he'd want to come to our castle town? I mean, obviously he would, right? I mean, taking the hammer, but I'm sure he'd be cool with it though, right? I think it is not so simple, Susie. Oh, Jesus. Damn, it's dark in here. Hey! Hey, old man, where are you going? Come on, Chris, after him. How he manages that, I am not sure. Hey, slow the hell down, old man. We're trying to talk to you. What would happen if Ralsei came here? He'd be different too. Damn, can't see anything in here. Hey Chris, wait a sec. Do you hear that noise? It sounds like it was coming from left. Yeah, it totally sounds like a violin. Yeah, this way. Another noise. Sounded like it was coming from the right. Yeah, it totally sounds like a church bell. Hey, I heard something again. Damn it. Chris, I slipped and fell down somewhere. Stay there, okay? I'm gonna look for a way back. Left in complete darkness. Seems there's nothing left to do but close your eyes. And think about how Susie is doing now. Damn, the hell am I gonna find a way back? Maybe if I just try and listen what's around me. Old man? Old man, that's you, right? Old man, hey, we've been looking for you. There's like this door code, and I thought you might know the... Hey, old man. He's like Undyne. We were having the opposite of what happened with Undyne. With Undyne, she was intimidating and scary and attacking us, but then became our friend. Now it's reversed. Are you okay? Old man, what are you doing? Why are you attacking me? You aren't trying to teach me something, are you? Hey, what's the big idea? It's me, Susie. I'm your friend, right? I wrote your letter for you. Don't you recognize me? Hey, say something. Say something already. Come on, say something already. Jeez. I'm telling you, I don't want to hurt you, so just... This is... intense. Chris, hey! Interesting. How did Chris get here? Chris came here while we were... It's like Chris sent the soul ahead to spy and used that to figure out where Susie was. That's crazy. Chris, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with the old man. We have to figure out how to get through to him. Darkness constricts you. Talked, but nothing happened. Chris, why doesn't he recognize me? We have to stop him before anyone gets hurt. Jeez. This is difficult. The air crackles with sound instead of freedom. I know I screwed up. I screwed up making this dark world. Trying to see him again. Even though he's already... Ah! Old man, listen. I screwed up. I know, but we can bring you to our castle town. If we bring you there, you'll be all better. So we don't have to hurt you. And you don't have to hurt us. Jesus. Really? Come on, that all you got? Chris, get up. Dang. Didn't expect to lose. I mean, I guess I should have. Wow, we got sent all the way back here, eh? Well, I can't quit now. Blue flame flickers with the vision of a battle unfinished. Return to shadow. We'll skip ahead. Interesting. There's like a howl of wind that prefaces Chris's arrival. If Rousey shows up, he can use Pacify, right, Chris? All we have to do is wait for the old man to get tired. Screw it. Old man, if it's really you, I know something you've got to recognize. Haha. See this? You didn't forget my green sparkles, did you? What the hell? What happened to his... Oh, Rousey killed him. Susie. Oh, he looks different too. That wasn't the old man. Huh? One of the statues in his shape from his study. It must have begun moving when you made this dark world. A statue? Then the old man... He's not in this world, sadly. Darkners patterned after the memory of a loved one tend to only appear in very specific darknesses. Darkners pattern after the memories of a loved one. Interesting. Or I'll say just murdered the ever-living hell out of a Darkner. Like, he one-shot that thing. Like, it didn't even see him coming. He did a little twirl. He did like a Link spin attack, and the guy got shredded. Well, guess it goes to show, as we suspected, that Rousey is not a weak Darkner after all. Turns out he's OP. He's just holding out on us. Even if we tried to bring him to Castletown, Then why didn't you say something earlier? Huh? First the roaring thing, then you not being real, and now this? What's wrong with you? If you know something, why don't you just... I'm sorry. I know so many things. I know so many things I don't know when to say them. I don't want to say them to worry you too. It switched to Azriel's voice. It switched to Azriel's voice. It switched. Okay. He doesn't want to worry us because he knows about what's going to happen. So I end up not saying anything. What do you mean you know so many things? About the rules of this world, about the prophecy, about what the prophecy says will happen. I didn't ask to know, but I do. I'm sorry if it creeps you out. Oh. Hold up. The Deltarune. It's all warped. And it looks like the Roaring Knight. Like, it has the wide hips, like Papyrus, representing the bottom triangle. It has the long, droopy arms. And the wings are its horns. It was never Des. It was never Des. It looked like a baseball bat because that's what these triangles look like. It is literally some embodiment of the prophecy. It is an embodiment of the Deltarune, of fate. Holy cow. Who? And what? Some object coated with some monster's dust. Maybe that is what it is? Like they combined together to create the Roaring Knight? I guess? Holy cow. Someone's dead and became the Roaring Knight. And some object was coated with dust to give them the powers they have. I don't know. Maybe that's what's happened. I'm sorry if I don't tell you everything. It's just sometimes knowing things, it hurts. Aww. And if anyone's going to hurt, let it just be me, okay? Susie's so freaked out. Oops, I'm sorry. Haha. Rouse, is that why you've been acting so weird today? Why you keep... I've just been trying to stay ahead of you two, so you don't have to see it, so you won't... Because it would... See what? The ending of the prophecy. What? That last prophecy thing? Susie, you didn't... No, I mean, we almost did, but please let me go ahead from now on, please. I'll do every area, I'll do all the work. Oh my god. Aw, this is great. This is great. Next time, too. You two can just hang out and have fun. I could do all the puzzles. I could... Hey, look, it's okay, man. That last prophecy thing, I don't need to see it. So, if it helps, whenever you gotta, you can go ahead alone. But everything else, we're doing it together, as a team. And nothing's gonna change that. Nothing. Whether you like it or not, toothpaste boy. Susie. First noogie to make someone cry? Hahaha, sorry. I'm just glad you're friends with me. Aww. He's literally doing the Azrael crying thing that he does at the end of Undertale. I'm going to punch through my monitor. I'm so just overwhelmed with energy. I'll be more honest, Susie. I promise. Some people were surprised I wasn't more ecstatic about Oberon Smog appearing, and then I'm fist pumping with just whenever. But the honest thing is, Oberon Smog existing was never my my prediction that I was most invested in. I mean, I'm invested in all of them, but every tiny thing that supports Azrael's dust makes me want to jump for joy and dab all the way down. Like, it makes me ecstatic. Whew, okay. Even if it means sounding weird. Or I'll say, you couldn't get any weirder if you tried. You too, Susie. Thanks. Well, let's get out of here, Chris. You guys just casually not discussing that Ralsei did a triple backflip, somersault, murder, double assassination move on the statue? Maybe it wasn't a real Darkner. I don't know. Fascinating. Oh yeah, what level are we? We're still level 4. So much for sealing Dark Fountains, giving us a new level. Susie, there's a few things I still can't say, but from now on I want to tell you everything I can. So, know any codes to any doors? No, haha, I do not. I'm the most important. Caca! No matter what, I'm still here. Do you want to know what I know? Caca! Not now, dude. Lamau. I want to know what he knows. Then, anything about Noelle? I know which items of ours she can equip. Then again, you're supposed to equip ribbons. Okay, you actually know Jack. Great. You're supposed to equip the ribbons? Interesting. I suppose this leads back to the start. Do you three want to know the code to the door? Yeah. It's 2202. Does that make this a Toriel code because it's so basic? Or does this make a hint to the year of the game? Did they put in the year backwards? Is that the gimmick? It's 2022 in universe? Haha, it's written on me since I'm the most important. Thanks. It's written on the fire hydrant because not fire hydrant, the fire extinguisher, because I bet you need to mark when a fire extinguisher was made in order to ensure that it doesn't expire or whatever. I'm finding that out. Okay. So they do. It may not be literally the year like that, but I'm gonna assume this is a creative liberties thing. So yeah. Okay. So this game takes place in 2022. Chris's Frisk theory stays strong, stays winning. Well, go seal the fountain. Okay. I need the... Did I miss the... Lightner service has never gone on without me, Kaka. I must be the most important of all, Kaka. Surely I haven't missed the... egg? Have I missed the egg again? Have I somehow missed it? Oh, when I was alone, away from Susie, was I supposed to go back and forth in order to get the stupid egg? Gosh darn it. Well, this is it. See you in a sec. I feel so stupid. Huh, it really worked. Now, surely it's in here. This isn't... Don't tell me the chapter ends here. Don't tell me the chapter ends here. I'll lose my mind if the chapter ends here. It's the same as before. The first time. I suppose the original Dark World was formed partially of the fountain inside there, too. The Knight's two fountains. So, it makes sense it would be a similar world as before. Just similar, huh? Chris, the Knight is waiting in there. There's no time to think about anything else. Let's go. Wait. What? Can we pose? Fine, dumbass. Aw, they're such cutie pies. Yeah, I may have missed the dang egg. Green flame, it glows with knowledge. Go to old man's study? Oh. Oh yeah, one of the statues is gone. Or was the statue never here? I'm confused. What? You emerged from the green flame. Well, you may as well head back through. The study's fallen to not more than a lonely shack. Warriors, gather your courage and return through the green flames. Wait. What is here? So it's giving us like another chance to go back. Oh! We are not accepting further donations at this time. Take our money, steal from us, beat us down. Vacantly. Okay, no, this has to be where the dang egg is, like in this version of the world. We can go back through now, and the people who were statues before won't be statues. Some things will be changed. Surely. Surely the egg wasn't hidden away in an area that goes away. I wonder which book Chris would like. Or else say reads to you. Chris, you want me to read this book to you? Gladly. Just give me a second. This book seems to, only have pictures. And, swears. The hell are you guys doing with my book? Lamau. Sure are books here. Now this is gonna tie the goddamn room together. Yeah, things have changed a little. Oh, talking archaeology. It was easier to worship the placid stone. Still, if my answers want to kick my ass, I must simply allow it. They say they know what an acorn is. That's no good. If you know, it means you can't ask what it is. Where is our great ancestor? This babbling fool must have done something. Be gone, be gone. Oh, there once was a great forte piano up above. How it sang in gold, until the grand door opened, releasing a cacophony of ancient witches. They did away with its fine timbers, leaving naught but dissonance. But, warriors, I had rumor you did solve the piano's mystery. Though the piano be gone, its song may play in our hearts. Oh, the piano song, it plays in my heart. Da-da-da, do-do-do, dee-dee-da, and stuffs. Do it halvesies next time. Or I could crawl down and mess with the pedal. Wonder how Noah's sofa's doing. And Noel. I think I'm parked. Parallel parked. As far as I know, I'm within the lines. Of course they added a bunch of new dialogue. I bet the egg is back where that part was that you can hug the wall. That seems like a likely location. Whoa. Oh. There's a treasure. Ah! It's him! It's the beast! Damn, dog's going on easy mode. Doesn't help that I'm bad at this. Oh, huzzah! Is he gonna do some crazy anime thing where like, yeah. Ah, you cheating bugger. No, the ancient relic. No, he'll absorb it. Oh. Amazing. Was Dog Dollar. Of course it was. Of course it was. What the? The old man isn't here anymore. So what? It's still his stuff. Or we want to take anything, we're leaving cash. Susie. Then I'll make the change. Let's go, petty boy. Nah. Wait, what else is over here? Oh, she awakened. How unfortunate. Seems fun. I mean, unfortunate. I don't really mind her song. It's a bit pleasant, actually. Tremble, crumble, I have awakened. Noble person, you shall be the first victim of my song. Ring, bell of disaster, ring, haha, any moment now you shall crumble. Funny. Surely they wouldn't give us access to this entire area again just for the egg to not be here. Surely we are not living in a reality that cruel. Normally when we're near the egg room, there's like some sort of indicator, like a tree, you know? There was a tree in the dumpster area. There was a tree in the room in the card castle. I mean, admittedly, the tree room was behind a cartoonishly elaborate collection of puzzles in Chapter 3. Oh. Relax. Your TP was recovered, but because you're out of battle, it doesn't matter. Okay. It's a heavy light switch. Okay, that's cool and all, but where's the bloody egg? You can't go in. Too crowded. There's a line just to get out. Meanwhile, I'm in line to get in. Between us, it's a deadlock. Standing still in a line. It's so exhilarating. Even if I'm in a line by myself. I guess Toby did not want to code all those people in that room having dialogue. Oh. Cleave your own path. Cut your own way. Me, my way is in your way. It's your way or the highway. Interesting. But where's the egg? The only theory I have at this point is where Jack was, because in the Jack fight, there's a green tree that shows up. Still nothing here. Sealed by a canine force. Curses. Okay, so I went back to go find the egg in this area, and I had to reload a save, and I also found the egg room with some hints from online, and I said a bunch of stuff about theories, and then I looked down and saw that my recording wasn't going. So that's great. Anyway, let's do this again. No, I haven't heard of Hypermech. You haven't heard of it. Is that right? Is that right? Yeah, okay, so not very interesting. I'll cut ahead. Okay, so the egg's over here. Let's go take a look. What do you call a man with one eye? I mean, someone with one eye, I mean, that describes Gerson, but you could describe Gaster that way? Why does Angel make it cry? Who will call the girl who snows? I don't know, haha, I don't know. There it is. You can see a little, the circle's, upside down right there. So, yeah. I came in here, I read this, I forget what this said. And so wept the fallen star, making rivers with its tears. Now, when I hear that, I immediately think of the save point star. and it made rivers with its tears. And something terrible happened. They fell, presumably into darkness. And since it was someone with access to saving, and I've already theorized that Des had that power, I'm thinking when Des fell into the darker yet darker world, she ended up... Well, this is describing that. Then, slowly, from the bitter water, something grew. Something grew out of her tears. It looked like glass. And I'm thinking that might be explaining where the shadow crystals came from. However, I do have to... I've just thought of something now, which is that a dagger-like shard of the dark knife strikes the weakness of dark element enemies. This is also described as being almost like a shard of opaque glass. So... that could also be describing how Des became the Roaring Knight. Roots underground. I heard something in between layers of reality, I assume. It was mixed up. Lost wood children, forest the grow, where followed the tail the pointed. The poor children. Pointed, lost, forest grow, the wood tail. Presumably it's lost children followed where the pointed... Lord, no, it's lost children where the forest would grow, comma, followed the pointed tail. A pointed tail. Susie has a tail, but we don't see very much of it. Alfie's has a tail. Noelle has a tail. Interesting. Yeah, and this was foreshadowed in the Spamton Sequake Sweepstakes 2.0 that we saw. So I'm not entirely sure what this is foreshadowing. It's interesting, because what this kind of reminded me of, it was funny. I was thinking through it, and I was like, what if this is saying that children got lost in the forest, and as a result, they ended up enacting the events of Undertale. Like, this is referring to the events of Undertale. And what if the Deltarune timeline is simply the Undertale timeline, but someone became a god and tried to reshape reality? So, like, what if Asgore actually followed through with his plan? However, it was I felt silly. I was like, oh my gosh, what if this is saying that this is like the Undertale timeline, but then it got reshaped by someone who absorbed children's souls? And then I went, oh wait, I already had this theory. I made a video about it. It's kind of integral to my time loop theory. So I rediscovered my own theories. Roots. Underground. Yeah, that's something about... That's saying something about... God, this is so esoteric. And this is clearly where we go back and forth. And we end up in a hospital, which is crazy and means something. I don't know what. Chris, there you are. The patients are waiting for you. The patients are waiting for you. Yes, I know I'm quite small for secretary, but knockoffs don't have the right to complain. There's patients waiting for us, as in this is a hospital. But when we come over here, he is behind the tree. It's a sink. It would be ridiculous if you painted something and there was nowhere to wash your hands. And then over here, someone seems to be making a painting of a tree. However, strangely, it seems that they haven't drawn the bark yet. What does that mean? How do you draw a tree without drawing the bark? What does this mean? What is this a metaphor for? Toby Fox, what are you doing to us? What are you trying to... You're just throwing all of the cryptic madness you can think of and are just like, solve this, scrubs. I don't remember if I said that already or if it was in the section that I forgot, like I wasn't recording. So, whatever. Note to self, do not pause recordings. Haven't drawn the bark yet, like the surface level hasn't been drawn, but you've somehow drawn the insides. And we're in a dark room full of objects where the insides, like the programmed reality of these objects are still here, but the surface we can't see. Oh, I'm sorry. I was so into drawing I didn't notice you. Are you here for art club? Right. This is where we draw pictures. And don't kill each other. And don't kill each other. Where we draw pictures and don't kill each other. What am I drawing? Oh, don't look. I'm not finished yet. How did I get here? Can't say I remember. I was in such a rush, I didn't look where I was going at all. Well, there's a man here. Well, he seems to be pointing at something and nodding. Well, there's a canvas here. Will you draw? Yes. Chris picked up a pencil. They began by sketching what they had seen behind the tree. But as they sketched, the line began to err, as if the pencil had lost its way. So they started again, drawing over the lines they had already made. Many times they would suddenly halt, or the pencil would drifted into a new drawing. So they started over again. Through many repetitions, their movements became faster and smoother. Through many repetitions. So, on first blush, this almost makes it seem like Chris is trying to draw a picture of the man to communicate to us what we're dealing with, but it's like the information can't be stored. It's like an anti-meme or an anti-memetic, which is a phenomena that, like, it's a thing in SCP Foundation's lore, which is a piece of self-censoring information. Like this, like you can't hold it in your mind. The moment you're not focused on it, you forget it completely. Kind of like the silence from Doctor Who, to give an example. You can only remember it when you're focused on it, and then once you look away, it's gone. Through many repetitions, their movements became faster and smoother. So yeah, it makes it seem like this entity, this mystery man, exists in a form where we cannot, like, even holding the concept of him in our minds is almost impossible. which he already hinted at in the last chapter, was that remembering him is not very feasible. But then, talking about through many repetitions, their movements became faster and smoother. That sounds like playing through the game multiple times, or like a metaphor for the time loop, etc. Faster and smoother. Until without looking, they had completed a sketch in a single wild line. In the end, as a result of layering the sketches on top of each other, the surface of the canvas was nothing more than a monochrome smear. But it was monochrome, meaning we were drawing something black and white, which sounds an awful lot like Gaster, if I'm being honest. But technically, it could also resemble Everyman, because he's usually depicted in black and white. Although his doodle in the alley is not black and white, so what does that mean? Next, a tree was painted over it. Because you can remember a tree. You can't remember them, but you can remember the tree. Painted over everything, leaving nothing but a simple, still life. After all, there wasn't anything to look at in the room besides a single tree. It's like Chris got up. It seemed the painting was complete. But their hand, smudged with graphite, was still moving, as if to trace some unseen shape. An egg was picked up from a nearby easel. The fact that the word easel was used actually makes me reconsider what Spampton said. Because he said we don't need CRTs, we don't need easels. I thought that was foreshadowing some connection between him and a Darkener from a painting world. But now I'm thinking that was him talking about Gaster. That was him saying, I don't need Darkener allies like Tenna, and I don't need whatever allies, like mysterious, esoteric allies like Gaster. So this is the first time that I felt kind of strongly about the Eggman being potentially Gaster, because that seems to be tying them together. And we're literally in a hospital. And what are in hospitals? Doctors. And who's one of the only characters referred to as a doctor in this franchise? Dr. W.D. Gaster. So, and it would be very much his MO to be hidden, obscured. There's not a man here. And the person over here is gone too. It's a sink. You ran water over your hands and dried them. Between your fingers, a faint gray crease glittered stubbornly. You can never wash it all away. Even when we try to erase Gaster or whatever the Eggman is from existence, some element remains. And the metaphor of Chris drew the drawing so many times that their hand kept drawing it even after they had forgotten what it was they were drawing. It seems like a pretty clear metaphor for the idea of, like, deja vu in a time loop. Because we've seen in Undertale that people can remember just faint echoes of things from previous cycles. Well, how did the session go? They say art is therapeutic. Yeah, this was like a therapy session in a mental hospital. Which makes me wonder, which again, Dr. Gaster, which makes me wonder further if these sequences with the eggs are real. Because, or at least, or if they're in Chris's head. Because they always come here alone. And even in chapter 3, where after completing all of the stuff with the egg, you get teleported back to the green room with Susie and Rousset, yet they make no comment on what just happened. Which implies they didn't see anything happen, that nothing remarkable occurred. Which means that from their perspective, Chris just went to that weird place, played a weird game, and left, and nothing strange happened. They didn't go to some mysterious realm to collect an egg. At least not from their point of view. Which I can... The Dark World brings things to life. Maybe this is some weird transcendental memory of Chris's, that they were in a mental hospital, that in that place they made the Flying Aces. And it was there that they met Gaster, perhaps? I don't know. Something's... God, it's so hard. There's so much here. Which one of you was the patient, anyway? And then this comment. Jesus Christ. It's like, are they talking to Chris, or to Azrael, or to the player, or to... Like, are they talking about Gaster versus Chris, or Chris versus the soul entity? Like, who are they talking about? Well, you got paid, didn't you? Okay, so that's that weird freaking scene. God, go figure. You know? Alright. I'm going to cut ahead. I'm not going to pause the recording. I'm just going to cut because pausing dooms my blind reaction. So, yeah. Anyway, cut ahead. I wonder which book Chris would like. Read or I'll say. Oh, Chris, you want to read to me? Why, of course. I'll give you my rapt attention. Just, let me know when I should applaud. Chris, doesn't that book only have pictures? Silly. Huh. I just noticed. The background for the Chapter 1 enemies is purple. The background for the Chapter 2 enemies is cyan. For Chapter 3, it's green. For Chapter 4, it's dark blue. Which lines up with 4 of the existing soul colors. Interesting. In fact, Chapter 1 is perseverance. Chapter 2 is patience. Chapter 3 is kindness. Chapter 4 is... integrity. Interesting. You know, I didn't read into it before, but the door that previously led to the Roaring Night now instead leads to a goofy little chase with the dog and, more importantly, a bone. Papyrus Roaring Knight confirmed. Okay, I think I redid everything, more or less. Actually, I think there's like one more NPC I have to talk to. But yeah, I intended to record for like just a quick 30 minutes. Just a quick, a little bit extra to throw on top of the pile or just to throw into my next, video. So that way I'd have enough because, because a single episode, only being an hour or so is like, that's kind of weak. So I wanted to have 30 extra minutes. And then I recorded for 2.5 hours. I'm a deranged lunatic is what I am. Okay. I'm back to where I was. Okay, that is more than enough for one episode. Sorry for the delay. I'll try to pick up the pace in September, wrap this sucker up. But it's been an absolute blast. I've been having so much fun, and it's so fascinating, and I'm so excited to learn more moving forward. So thank you all very much for your support, for your enjoying these content, for just being good sports. I've had a really wonderful time. So yeah, I look forward to seeing what the rest of Chapter 4, the final stretch, has in store. So like if you enjoyed the video, comment if you have something to say, and subscribe if you want to see more. Have a fantastic day.